What's good? It's your boy Adrian Nyce in the building. Welcome to another episode of Mouthin Out. Thank you guys for joining us today. We have another special guest in the building. Today I am sitting with
Dongala.
Dongala. I guess it's the same. It's just how you say it. I was like, Dongala? You know what I'm saying? But it's Dongala.
Dongala.
How did that name come about?
Dongala is actually my first name. It has it's really an N in the front, but I took the N off not to confuse people. My peoples are from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and that name is my grandfather's name. And I was like, I was reinventing my style, and I was like trying to come up with a new name, and I was like, let me just use my real name, because everybody liked the name. I didn't really use it too much. Even my friends don't call me Dongala. When I was a kid, I went by my middle name. So my middle name is Eve, and it's French, and it's spelled Yves, like YSL. And Eve is a little bit easier for everybody because when you saw Dongala with the N in the front, that was just throw you all off.
You know that blew their mind. Just
Yeah, so that threw people off. So most people who know me as a kid, they know me as Eve, but they all knew Dongala because, first day of school, when they call your name out, they're going to say the first name. And it was like, well, actually, it was a teacher, you know what I'm saying? It was like, are you comfortable? I kind of call you this. I'm like, just call me Eve. It's one syllable, no problems, you know what I'm saying?
simplify it. Does your name mean anything? All right,
Yeah, Dongala means the grace of God.
that's dope. All right, the grace of God in my presence. No, that's dope. And so, like you said, it has an N in front of it. All right, so just kind of let's for those of the people who do not know you, give us like a brief overview of like who you are, and resume real quick. Just stuff you do. Overview.
Dongala is a Renaissance man. I mean, my main passion is music, but I also play around with acting, a little bit of videography, pretty much. Those are the three main things I probably play around with. And but music's the main thing in all aspects, as far as being a performer, making the music, and also being behind the scenes, business wise, which is what really got me where I am right now. I was more in love with the business side, and I wanted to be more behind the scenes, but everybody kept pushing me in front. I used to write little poems here and there and write rhymes, and people was like, "Yo, man, how about you just really just rap and flow?" I was like, nah, but I just spit things here and there, and everybody was like, no, your voice, your wordplay, you need to start rhyming. So I just started practicing more on my rhyming, and then I think I fell more in love with writing, to a point where I started working on projects, and right now, man, I mean, I'm the MC who got the voice of the people. You know what I'm saying? But I still do, still working on beats, and the business side is always a part of the music anyway. So especially when you're doing this independently. So Dongala is the Renaissance man.
Dongala in the building. When did you start doing music or writing your poem?
Man, I've been writing since elementary school. I think I wrote my first rap in elementary school, but I was always playing with words, and my friends just told me, I was just good with putting words together. So that's how I got more focused in MCing. I started studying like people like Biggie, Nas, Tupac, Jay-Z. Some, one of my main influences. Started studying them and how they put words together. Wu-Tang, especially Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan was probably what sparked my brain cells. Like, yo, you need to start doing music. But just used to just read their lyrics, print them out when I was a kid. Read the lyrics with the songs so I can understand their wordplay, and just I kind of created my own wordplay by understanding how they play with words, and that's how I got my sound pretty much.
So when you were younger, would I guess when did you start taking music like serious? Like when was that point where you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, type stuff?
I think when I was in 12th grade. 12th grade, I signed my first production agreement. some people who don't know what production agreement is, it's basically you just sign with a producer and you just ride with him, and if things pop, they pop together. So I signed my first deal when I was 17 years old. And
How did that go?
it was good, man.
Okay.
By the time I was screaming my age a little bit, but by the time I was 18, so I signed when I was 17, while I was in the 12th grade, and then by that summer I was opening up for Nelly. So your boy I thought I was Kobe for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna forget college and go straight to the game. But I had a hard path, and I'm my path now. I'm still happy how it went. You know what I'm saying? I still learned a lot, and hopefully things will get bigger real soon.
When you say you had a hard path, like, what do you mean? Like, stuff happen, unfortunate situations happen, or just like the hurdles that you encountered, or like,
The hurdles, I mean, because that first production agreement was with a group of people who I felt like we could have really done something if they just focused on the right path. Me, the group, those cats I was messing with, they was from the up north who moved down south, and me being raised from the south, you know, down south we more about that independent route. You know what I'm saying? And I used to tell them like, yo, we got these songs. Why? Their goal was to get a deal, and I was like, you know, me being young, they weren't listening to me. You know, I was just a 17, 18-year-old dude, but I was like, yo. And there was other acts who was talented too, and I used to tell them that, why don't we just try to do this independently? But if their goal was for us to put together demos and get a deal, and it all kind of fall apart due to the different groups and leadership catching egos. You know, same thing and egos got in the way, and things just fell apart, and that's just the game, man. I used to be I'm still with my group, but when I got with those people, when I signed my production agreement, they made me a solo artist. But I was still, you know, rapping with the group. But people grow up, lives change, you know, living the everyday life, having to work a 9 to 5, and then when kids start coming to play, girlfriends and stuff like that, you know, the path of music kind of gets hard for some people. But me, I was able to like still keep it moving, still keep it going. A lot of people who I started with back when I was 17, 18, they're not doing music right now. They're really just living a regular life with music to the side, while, you know, I'm probably the last survivor, still kind of motivating them to come back. You know what I'm saying?
so after the first production agreement, when I guess y'all kind of split ways or kind of fell apart or whatever the case may be, what came next?
What came next was, okay, this fell off. I need to learn the game a little bit more. So, like I said, I was 18. I was still going to school while I was, you know, still messing with the people at the studio, but school became a more higher focus after that, and I was like, yo, I got to get into these. I got to intern somewhere. I need to get somewhere, get more knowledge, because, you know, experience is the best knowledge at all. So I was trying to get that internship. I ended up interning for a local radio station. I don't know. Should I say the name of the radio station? So I started interning at Power 98. I was a street soldier for like 4 or 5 years. Met a whole bunch of people. Shout out to Jen Jackson, Sporty Odie. I met Sport for the first time. This is before Sport was throwing parties. So met Sport, and we I started. Also, I was doing communications, and I had a TV show on TV Access at the same time. So I was doing.
People don't know about that Access 21, boy.
Yeah, Access 21, man, it's a good place to learn about videography, and I was doing communications. So, you know, I wanted to be big time, man. So I was in school. Yeah, I'm like, yo, I got a TV show. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? To be going to school for communications and already having your TV show put together, it felt real good. And doing an internship at Power 98, it was just a great combination. And I was meeting the right people, and it just all fell through. I think that path really helped me bring me to where I am today, because it helped me with networking, it helped me with meeting people. Some of those people who I met during that path I still talk to today. You know what I'm saying? So I did that for like 4 to 5 years, and then after that I got focused back on the music. I dropped like 3 mixtapes, and then after the mixtapes, I just felt like I got to a point where I was like, I'm dropping these mixtapes, 12, 16 songs, but people are hearing it, but not everybody is hearing it. I feel like I'm wasting my energy with all these songs because everybody is not hearing it. I always use the description like, you can have good songs, but if everybody's not hearing it, it's not going to go nowhere. It's just like there's this big ass tree in the forest, and if it falls, of course, it's going to make a loud sound, but nobody's going to hear it if they're not near it. So my focus was then just focusing on singles for a little bit, and instead of working on a whole mixtape, I said, let me just focus on one song and just make sure, because all it takes is one song to take you to the next level. So the past few years, I've been focusing on just one song and just trying to see where this one song will take me, just single by single.
Have you seen like a difference, I guess, in focusing more so on one song, pushing one song, versus maybe how you were doing it before?
The only difference is less money, because you're not going in the studio recording 16 songs. It's just worrying about one song and just pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And I was still writing other stuff, but like just to have stuff ready. But pushing one song and just focusing on one song, man, it just has you focus on just that one focus on one thing, and the theme of that song is what you're focusing on. So you're just trying to push it towards the right route, towards the right people. Make sure you get to the right DJs and just make sure everybody's hearing it. But like every song, from what I was seeing, I was getting to a next level. My popularity was growing. My social media started growing due to the music. You know what I'm saying? So focusing on one thing helped out. But I think this year I'm gonna go a little bit harder on people, because woo. Charlotte, like,
Yeah, goddamn.
Hornets, man. But what I was saying, the singles. This year I want to be a little bit. I want to drop a little bit more music, because now we live in a day and age, man. The attention span is like
People consume more.
So dropping one song, it's still cool. You can still drop one song with people's short attention spans, because if they just not hearing your song for the first time, it's new to them. So, but this year, man, I want to just give a little bit more. So that's why I recently dropped, instead of dropping one song, I dropped 2 singles, and plan on dropping some more music down the line as well later this year.
And we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about your music, your singles that you have coming out, your social media, and we're gonna play a couple of games, brother. So we'll be right back after these 2 commercials.
Yeah. This guy, Adrian, ran across America from South Carolina to Los Angeles,
The Hollywood sign.
over 2,000 miles,
2,500.
2,500 miles.
I ran 25 to 30 miles a day.
This guy's a hustler. He's a hustler. He's got a running motivational DVD
Documentary
telling him his story.
of the whole thing.
He's drinking on the back.
Yes.
For those of you who don't buy DVDs,
And you want one, you can go to our website, runningforfilm.com, and get an autographed copy, or you can watch it online at the website.
runningforfilm.com.
Oh, yeah.
What's up? It's your boy Adrian Nyce, host of the Mild and Out Show. I'm here to tell you about our new merch, $100 bill wallets. You want to feel like $1 million? Well, you got to start with $100 first. Think it, be it. Focus creates attraction. Holla at me. All right, we are back with Dongala in the building, musical artist, actor, host, personality, creative, all of that.
All the above. Renaissance man.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about your goddamn social presence, my guy. Bro, how did you get your numbers up following, and how did you get the blue check?
Man, social media, man, it's a crazy place itself, but the key thing about social media is just it's all about engaging. If you're not engaging, people are not going to pay attention to you. So, of course, it started with Facebook, and but when IG came through, I think that's when my social media presence went to a different level. So, of course, when you're an artist, you take you take pictures for your music. So, when I was taking these pictures with my music, I was also wearing local designers gear. One of the people who I mainly wear is what I got on right now is DRC, and I've been knowing the maker of DRC since I was in middle school. Actually, we grew up together, but when I was in middle school, he was in college already started his brand. But DRC is probably the main designer that I wear from Charlotte, and I wear other people's stuff. Whoever got something, I rock it in my photo shoots. So what happened was I'm putting these pictures on social media just for my music, just so people could see who I am.
Your image.
Have my image, so people could see my image. What happened was people was commenting like, hey, would you mind wearing my shirt or sweater? Or are you a brand ambassador? Or so these things were popping out. I'm just like, first I was like, nah, man, it's all about the music. But as me being on social media a lot, studying, I'm seeing, well, people make money off wearing other people's stuff. Oh, I can get free clothes. So I was like, man, let me go ahead and try it. So I started branding myself as far as being more of a brand ambassador, and that's when it just started taking off. Because I started taking more pictures, start hollering at different designers, and engaging was still important. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by engaging, that means liking people's stuff, commenting on people's pictures. When someone DMs you and they're showing props, DM them back and ask them questions. How did you find my music? How did you find me? Engage with with those people who are DMing you, because those are like your future fans. So due to the engaging and people just spreading the word, man, I went from I think 2018 was when I started hitting the thousands, and then I was at 10,000, then 20. This last year is when I got my blue check, and that was the goal, to get a blue check, because I was like, everybody who I was seeing, I was like, man, how you get that blue check? And I saw people with blue checks, and they weren't really like celebrities, but with that blue check, they was getting lots of traffic. So I was like, let me get my goal. Let me reach that goal and get a blue check. So with getting the blue check on any platform or social media, it's about your public image, basically. The blue check doesn't mean you're a celebrity. The blue check means you are a very popular brand or public figure. And when you get to a certain point, the blue check just verifies that you are who you are. Because once you get too popular, that's when people start taking your pictures and start creating their own pages of you, and you got these fake pages of you and other people. So IG verified me. I did a request, and there's a way you can request for verification. And basically, you just send them your ID, you send them information on what you do. They do their research within a few days. It took a month for them to reach back to me. But they let me. I just woke up one day and I had a blue check, and it took I didn't get on my first try. It was the third try. That third time was the charm, because they will deny you. To be like, well, do some more. Basically, a little message saying, do some more work. You're not there yet. Basically, that's what the message says. So I just worked on getting my name out there in major publications and major blogs. You know what I'm saying? Like All Hip Hop, This Is 50. Just hitting major places, and then after doing that, and also getting into like major news blogs and as well. So go ahead.
When you were trying to get into these major blogs or whatever, you would just send them like your information, or like how would you go about getting in contact with them, or like getting them interested in your story, or I guess to pick you up, or like how did that?
If you're doing this hard enough, people will start contacting you. As far as different PR people. So I was dealing with at least 2 different PR people at this time, and they helped me get my stuff on these major publications. And then once I did that, and once they was like online and everything, a month later or two, that's when I did another request. And then a month later, I woke up one morning with a blue check. And I remember that morning, man, because that morning my goal was to work on some music before going into work. And I didn't work on no music at all. I think I celebrated the whole time until I got to work that day. And I was like, I reached my goal, got my blue check. But then, when you become popular, it's kind of like Biggie said, more money, more problems. When you get more popular, man, people are looking at you now. I'm getting more people coming to my page, and then you got people who are trying to take your page away from me. I got hacked.
Wow.
I got hacked like 3 months in getting my blue check. I got hacked. I just got the page back in March, mid-March. Just got the page back. So, so when you get popular, man, there's people who want to stop you. You know what I'm saying? And I could have easily been stopped. And if I didn't try to get that page back as hard as I did, I still would have been hacked and not even having a IG with a blue check.
Let's touch on your modeling real quick, because we have some pictures of that. So your modeling, how do you go about choosing like your brands? Because I'm sure a very vast amount of people probably hit you up, or I'm sure there's some brands you might even contact. How do you go about choosing your brands? And
I try to get something that relates to what I'm doing. There's people who, there was a point where people were sending me stuff and I was doing everything. It was like, it would send me something, well, promote my app. I'll promote the app. I don't care, cause it was to the point where I was getting money. Like I did something with AT&T. I got paid $200 just to post a picture. There was a new app that was coming out. I promoted that app. I got $150 just by posting a video about the app. You know what I'm saying? So I was to a point I was doing everything. This is before the blue check. After I got the blue check, I started really focusing on things that was real key to me. Because now I was like, I just can't be a brand ambassador whore. You know what I'm saying? So I just
pimp you out.
Yeah. Because I was just doing everything. I didn't care as long as how much you gonna pay me? 150, 20, 50. I did it. You know what I'm saying? But once I got the blue check, I was like, man, okay, now it's time to focus on just Dongala. When people holler at me, if it relates, I'm gonna do it.
Are there any specific photographers that you work with on a consistent basis that you want to shout out?
I want to shout out Glenn Bird
In the building.
and Alex. I think her name is Alex Treble. She go by Alex.
In the building.
But those two of the main photographers who I mess with. Glenn or Bird, I don't know which one he goes by now. I keep changing his name. I met him back in 2011. Actually 2010. I met him at a show I did. Well, I didn't meet him. He posted some pictures from a show that I did, and then I reached back out to him as far as doing some more photos. Actually, it was his photos that got people commenting and reaching out to me. He was just his style was so ill. It was so magazine-like. It was so fresh that people was like, "Yo, who is this guy and what is he wearing?" And he has a style that I think I might like. And like messing with Bird, it just helped bring my social media presence and my brand to another place. And later on, I met Alex. I just wanted to get another photographer just in case Bird was ever busy. Because it got to a point where he did get busy, and it could have been because of me. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. You know what I'm saying? Because like, everybody you work with, everybody has to grow. So I was like, let me get me a second photographer just in case Bird gets too busy. And that's when I met Alex. And those are the two main people who I mess with. And as far as modeling, man, I really just – modeling was not supposed to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But
it comes with
the grind. Yeah, it comes with the grind. So you do have to get used to of taking different pictures. You know what I'm saying?
And so I think we grabbed a couple of pictures of you in a suit with a young lady, and it might have been with a Ciroc bottle or something like that.
Click Vodka. Click Vodka is something I'm trying to bring down to Charlotte.
Really?
Clip Vodka's mainly up north, so I'm working on going. I'm part of their brand ambassador team, yeah, if you see those photos, that was like something I put together for Clip Vodka, and man, as far as just trying to put that together, man, it was that was my first time really working with a female and doing a duo thing. Shout out to the female who was helping me, Kai.
In the building.
She's from Charlotte, also from Tennessee. But she already models, so she helped me out with some things. And I pull up some photos for us to work with. But when you're doing these photos, you want to always have a theme. And one thing, I didn't want every photo shoot to look the same. So there becomes a time, you have to do different poses and different expressions. And that's when it gets a little bit more harder because you don't want this photo shoot to look like that photo shoot. So me not even trying to be a model, I had to like learn a little bit about being a model. Facial expressions, doing this, doing that. Well, when you do this, it means that, or you have this eyebrow up a certain way, it means this in that photo. So you study those things because you don't want every picture to look the same. You don't want the same facial expression on every photo. So you have to learn some more things when you're doing this grind, man. And
They came out good, really good. That's why I chose those. I will say those came out really, really good. And who shot those photographers?
The Clip Vodka one was with me and Glenn. If you show the ones with me in the African suit, you show that. You show the ones with me in the African suit or something like that.
But they can go to your Instagram and check those out, which is
my Instagram is Dongala, Dongala. But if you check, I think my most recent one, I'm wearing like a African suit with African designs on the sleeves and stuff. That was shot by Alex. Shout out to Alex one more time. But like I said, even that shoot, we did that out in UNC Charlotte. I was just trying to do something different, you know what I'm saying? Something on the outside, me wearing a suit on the outside with the African designs, which is something different, something I want to do. Shout out to my boy Cole. He gave me his blazer to rock for that joint. But like I was saying, you just want to be different on every photo shoot for different things.
So I kind of forgot. So we do this segment at the beginning to kind of open up the show called it's basically an elevator pitch. Do you know what an elevator pitch is?
Nah, you gotta
Okay, yeah. So basically how the segment works is basically so you have one. So I'm gonna paint a scenario, and within that scenario, you have 1 minute to pitch yourself to these people on why they should. So for you, since you're trying to be independent, why they should give you a distribution deal, okay, with your music. So think Shark Tank. You're pitching to some people, but you only have 1 minute to do so. Okay. All right. So here's the scenario. Okay. So here's the scenario. We're in this corporate building, right? And we're coming down from the top floor. We're in this elevator. There's people in this elevator. We got Jay-Z from Rock Nation. We got P. Diddy from Bad Boy. We got Master P. We got other executives from Epic Records, whatever. And you're in the elevator. You just happen to be in the elevator with them. So basically, you have 1 minute to pitch to them on why they should sign you to or partner with you for a distribution deal for your music. You ready? All right, and go.
As I sprinkle some Kush and Garcia blowing clouds over all non-believers envious of my achievements, who rather me assassinated bleeding, so they can take my spot. I put the cleats into their demons. Dropping through the cement to the fire, they retire from Messiah, dropping higher than a skydiver just to push him off the wire. Why? Because he go harder than any others you may know. Gives addictions like a whole ounce of blow. Here we go. Beyond reality, moving through different nationalities and galaxies. You must acquire my anatomy of the brain just to gain intelligence that prompts me directly. See, average ain't even the vocabulary is kind of scary, but it's rarely that you even witness a sequence. Check my defense. The tri-office legendary with 10 championships. Let me put that under the belt while you're screaming for help. So basically, I'll just spit a rhyme out of nowhere. And the rhyme got to be sharp, got to be ill, and I'll probably let the music speak for itself. If they like the music, I got a distribution deal.
Distribution deal. Okay, and if y'all watching right now, holla at your boy. Hit him up. What's your Instagram one more time?
Dongala, Dongala.
And then is there an email also that they can maybe reach you at? If them or any brands want to reach out to you also, where would they go to?
If any brand is trying to hit me up, it's Dongala.biz, that's BIZ, @gmail.com. That's for anybody trying to do business. If you're trying to do anything musically, it's Dongala Music altogether @gmail.com.
DongalaMusic@gmail.com. All right, so we're going to hop into this next segment called What the Fuck is Going On? What the fuck is going on, brother? What the fuck is going on with 6ix9ine? How do you feel about 6ix9ine, his whole situation with snitching, getting out of jail, glorifying snitching, et cetera, et cetera? And then we have Akon and Nicki Minaj, who just did 2 songs with them. Akon gave him the locked up. How you feel about that?
I'm kind of disappointed, to be real with you.
Talk about it.
I mean, from day one, man, I think 6ix9ine was a plant that was put into the game from day one.
Plant, elaborate on what a plant is.
Oh, I mean, it was like making a band. Somebody found him and they just made him into something. I'm gonna put you here. You're gonna chill with these people, and I want you to start making these songs. And come on, man. If you look at his background, how in the hell he got with these gangsters? You know what I'm saying? I think he was like a missionary before or something like that. And out of nowhere, you flip script. You just rapper with colorful hair, tattoos on his face. So I feel like when it looked like from day one, he was just planted into the game and he just probably had the right people. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the music sometimes, it's about who you know. I'm guessing he met the right people. But I just feel like he was a plant from day one. I never really liked his music too much.
Me neither.
But, I mean, some songs were all right, you know what I'm saying? But, like, when things started to escalate, when he started finding out about the dudes, messing with his girls and stuff, I was like, yeah, that was going to eventually happen. You can tell. I mean, we can tell you're not the hitter. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even be the dude in the forefront, but you're in the forefront because you're the guy that got the deal. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else are the G's and the shooters and the hitters. You know what I'm saying? But when that started to escalate, I think it was on Breakfast Club. He came on one day. He was talking about, I'm done with all of them, right? Out of nowhere, right? It was just out of nowhere. Because just the other day, everything was good. And he comes up there and he makes the announcement, I'm done with everybody. And then a few days later, he gets locked up and all this stuff starts happening. And then the snitching begins. And, that's code of the streets, man. You don't snitch. But if you was a plant put to be with these gangsters or this gang, and you was pretty much probably a spy on that gang, and everybody gets locked up, you pretty much like a informant. They lock you up, make it look like everybody was all together, and everything comes out. You know what I'm saying? I really feel for dude, man. I don't think he's gonna make it to the end of the year, man.
You think? Because he can't go nowhere, definitely.
Well, I think it's mostly his fault. You shouldn't be taking pictures outside if you are a popular person and you're supposed to be hiding. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much some of his fault. But he's not a real G.
Got people leaking his address, his house, taking pictures of his cars when they're moving and stuff.
Real gangsters move in silent. He's not a real gangster. He doesn't move in no type of silence at all. He's very loud. You see how he is on social media.
How do you feel about him calling out Snoop Dogg, Meek Mill, and I think Drake was the other one? How do you feel about him calling? He basically called them out, calling them snitches also. Snoop Dogg, he played a little clip of owner of Death Row? Suge Knight talking about, how he never see him in jail.
First of all, how is he getting these videos, right? Well, if you got connections with the man, you can get videos easily. You know what I'm saying? It's all part of his, from day one, he goes on social media and talks stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what he always does. He's a troll from day one. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying? And he could be he's the best troll because he's linked up with people who can get him information. So that's just how he does it, man. But God bless him, man. He has a fan base. And his fan base is, and there's no disrespect to his fan base, you know what I'm saying? But understand his fan base is not the real G's, the people who understand the code of the streets. His fan base is the suburban people, you know what I'm saying? You can see that from the social media and everything like that. The real gangsters don't follow him.
So okay, be it. So okay, we got 6ix9ine. He did a snitch and whatever. Basically lost all of the hip hop industry. They're so-called, blackballing him or not fucking with him, whatever. But he does have this ginormous fan base of the suburban people, whatever the case may be. So do you think that is enough to keep him relevant long term? Or do you think his hype will eventually die off if, I guess, the rap industry continues not to mess with him? Because slowly but surely we're starting to see, Akon. Some people might, but that might be for the buzz, whatever. But do you think him having a suburban fan base is enough?
Yeah, that's who buys music. That's people who take their time to buy your music, stream it, whatever. They take time to really focus on your music, and he got them. You know what I'm saying? And you can't hate on that. Ain't nothing you can do about it. To me, he's moving to this direction of being a pop star. He won't have to deal with hip hop no more once he becomes a pop star. I mean, I think he is pretty much there, almost. I think he broke the record on live, right? So, I mean, you haven't seen no regular pop star break the record yet. So he's the first so-called hip hop artist. He's the first artist who deals with hip hop to break the record, and you can't hate that he has a fan base. He had a good strategy, which was the trolling on social media, and he had a good plan. And you can't hate on that. I know lots of people are mad, and he's just, they don't like that he's pretty much the picture of snitching is cool. You know what I'm saying? Which is not. It's not to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. God bless him. I hope he makes it to the end of 2020, but I don't think he's going to make it, man, because, the people he put in jail, there's other people who are still out here in the streets who just might catch up to him one day. And I know he got security, and all that, but
might even be on it.
You really don't know what's really going on, man. And he's not a real gangster, so he's going to slip up and something might happen to him, man. God bless. I hope he makes enough money. I hope he's putting in the right places for his kids so they can live off his money. I don't see him, if he does make it to the end of the year, I don't see him living long, man. People who do stuff people doing the stuff that he does, it's going to come to a very bad ending. I don't wish death on nobody.
Definitely not.
But you don't play with certain things, man. You don't play with certain things. But he put himself in there. He knew what he was getting. I guess he should have known what he was getting himself into. And he talks big stuff when he's on social media, man. I think it was last night. He had went hard on Meek, went hard on Future. These cats are from the streets, man. And he can say all he wants, talking about Future. He talks about all these drugs, but never got locked up for drugs because he was smart. Not everybody who sell drugs gets locked up.
That's a fact.
Some people play the cards right and don't get locked up.
Do you think, okay, so say he is doing these numbers, which he is. Do you think when award time comes around, do you think we'll see him at these award shows and shit?
Yeah, why not? I mean, no one's going to kill somebody after the award show. That's the worst place. You know what I'm saying? Now at the after party,
crazy to think of.
At the after party, it might be something else. But he's gonna be there. He's gonna have to be there. He's the poster boy for snitching. He's gonna be there. And I mean, other artists are working with him. I was kind of disappointed at Nicki. I was very disappointed at Akon. But like, we don't know what their PR or what their people behind the scenes are telling them. Obviously, we know it was to get into his audience. So it is what it is, and you know what I'm saying. They just could be hopping on the wagon until it falls off. You know what I'm saying. And Nicki ripped him out on that song too. Nicki's always out rapping him on his song.
I haven't heard it. I gotta check it out.
I listen to it, man. I'm someone. Even though I don't like you, I'm gonna listen to it, cause you can't hate something if you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? I do music like a competition. It's just like sports. You know what I'm saying? You gotta study the other person. You gotta study the other people who are doing music. If you're not studying them, how you gonna beat them? So I listen to everything. It doesn't matter if I like you or not. I listen to it, and Nicki got him on both songs. You know what I'm saying?
Nicki has always been crazy
on their own songs. She's always a real lyrical genius. Shout out to Nicki, even though she beefing with Cardi. I like Cardi too, man. But Nicki's going to a point where she's trying to stay in the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's done. Even though people are saying she's too old. You can never be too old. When you are this is not sports. These people are writers, and as they get older, they become better writers if they're still sticking with their craft. So I think Nicki's gonna be making music. Anybody, I mean, look at Master P, Jay-Z. These cats said they're gonna retire. Did they retire? No, they came right back. Cause it's just like Jordan. If Jordan was able to stay young forever, he'd be still playing basketball right now. So when it comes to the music, man, people gonna always come through. I don't think it matters how old you are. It just matters if you can keep that fan base. Now that's what they're doing, trying to dip into a different fan base so they can keep moving. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so our next what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on with these police officers that killed George Floyd? What the fuck is up with that?
Man, the George Floyd video, man. I didn't think that was going to be the video that set everything off. To the black community, that's not a new video to us, but to other communities, that was something new. I like what's going on right now as far as the Black Lives Matters movement. As far as it now, you're not seeing just black folks. You're seeing more Caucasian, Latino people. I'm not saying they weren't there before, because they were there before, but now it's like, okay, it's a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? I saw one Black Lives Matters protesting, and it was majority just white people. Like, I was like, yo, that's what's up. R.I.P. George Floyd, but he changed the world, man. That video changed the world. And as far as the police, man, it's nothing new. This has been going on since day one. What I tell people, you gotta understand how when the police started in the United States of America, the police were the slave catchers first. Remember that. When slaves got free, United States didn't know what to do without having any more slaves. Understand, so much was built off that free labor. So with slaves being gone, how they gonna get this free labor? Let's make it hard for the black people and get them in jails, get them in the system. Because the new slavery now is the prison system. So, and that's where lots of this free labor is going right now in these days of time. So that's why you see more blacks are getting pointed out for these little small things, or getting locked up more easily, because the slave catchers are still trying to catch them and put them back into slavery. It hasn't changed. So the people who run these police stations, I'm not saying every chief of police in every state or city is bad, but that system, you gotta understand where it originated from. So that system is gonna be hard to beat. And I know there's good people who are cops. It's just the system that they're in is just very hard for them to be good cops. And I know people will say, well, then why are the good cops not speaking out? Well, it's just like when you go to work. When you go to work and this dude is doing something and you don't want to be that snitch at the job, right? Because once you become that snitch at the job, no one's going to mess with you no more, right? So I'm just trying to break it down to people so they can understand how hard it is for the good cops. They want to do their jobs the right way, but it's hard for them because once they start opening their mouths, it's going to be hard for them to even be a cop at their own precinct. You know what I'm saying? Or they might not even be a cop no more. They might move them out the precinct. Now they're a security guard. You know what I'm saying? So
Have you? I think we have some pictures of protesting pictures. Have you been out to protest or march or whatever?
now I haven't been out to protest. I wish I was. Every time there's something going on, I've been working. But I wish I was out there. But I do like what's going on, though.
How do you feel about? Well, you just said you like what's going on. Kind of elaborate on that. How do you feel about people, protesting, and then dive? How do you feel about people rioting, or how do you feel about people looting? All of that. How do you feel about all of that?
I was kind of disappointed about the looting, but we saw what happened in L.A. when we was kids when that Rodney King case didn't go well. They burned down L.A. You know what I'm saying? People get mad because they feel like the system or the police system is no good. So I knew that was bound to happen, but to get on some real stuff, I don't think all the looting was started by the protesters. I feel like there was some seeds planted in to start the looting. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I think there was a video of a dude who broke that. What auto store was that? What auto store? Auto parts store that was in MI that they burned down first? Was it?
I'm not sure.
But there was videos of this dude just busting the windows. He was planting the seed for people to start wilding out. So I'm happy people are protesting. And yes, it's going to get, look, people got tired of marching. People got tired of holding these signs because it's not doing nothing. So everybody went with the Martin path, the Martin Luther King path, and now they went Malcolm X, Black Panther.
Got people's attention.
And what happened? It got the people's attention. And I'm happy that it kind of dwindled down to being more peaceful.
It's back. Yeah, it's back to peaceful.
But it had to get wild for a little bit to open up the eyes of the people to let them know that we can't be living like this. We can't as a black male or a black female, it's hard for us, man. Like, yo, if your tag is not good, it's hard to drive. You know what I'm saying? And we get pointed out, man. I'm a victim of it. I get stopped a lot due to the type of car I drive. My tag is run most of the time. I'm follow a lot. You know what I'm saying? My style of dress, my hair, all these things that are of black culture that are me, it's a negative to the police, and it's a focus of them to look at me to see what I'm doing. And I get stopped. I don't have any records. I don't have anything on me, knock on wood. And but I still get stopped, man. It's just a waste. It just wastes your time. I remember going on a date one day, and I got stopped by the police, and it went from I think my license was revoked, but I just got it back. But it wasn't in the system yet that I got it back, so that's why I got stopped. The funny thing about it, me and my date were driving different cars. She was following me, and I don't know how these cats ran my plate when they was behind her, but they pretty much drove her off the road and then stopped just to get me, stopped me, and it went from, okay, a license, checking my license, to searching my whole car, and we was there for 30 minutes, and we was on our way to a play. And I remember her saying, like, after it was done, she's like, you just want to go home? I'm like, hell no. Like, we're still going on our date. You know what I'm saying? But it was unfortunate for us to go through that when we just trying to have a good night. And for them starting with my license and then it escalated for them having to search my car. Like, it's just wasting my time, man. It wasting my time. And it's also an embarrassment, too. You got cars driving by. You on the side of the road. People are seeing you. It's embarrassing. All people see, oh, just another nigga finna get stopped, or he's finna go to jail. And that's all people see. They don't know that he's a Renaissance man. They don't know he's someone of the people. They don't know that. When you are with police, you are now just another nigga who's finna get locked up for some dumb reason. And it's just bad, man. But I'm happy that this is going on and people are more open to it. You know, before, when blacks were getting stopped, you just see a black person holding the phone. Now you're seeing a white person, a Latino. They all holding their phones until the stop is done to make sure this black person makes it home after this stop. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that COVID helped this go to global, global exposure? Because, you know, everybody's not occupied by their business. I mean, not business, but job, being at work, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody's at home. They see this. Why do you think it went global? Because I think not either last week or the week before, every single state in the United States had protesting in it on that same day. And then 19 other countries were protesting. Why do you think it got that big?
I mean, it could have been. A lot of people are at home. A lot of people, when you're at home, what you're doing? You're on the internet. You're on social media. And maybe that's why so many people caught that video. You know what I'm saying? I never thought about it like that. Because I was trying to figure out how this video was the video that opened up everybody's eyes. And that could be a theory of how it got out there. You know what I'm saying? But COVID, man, that's another situation. You know what I'm saying?
What a year.
I mean, like, 2020, it feels like every month it's been a year. Like, the things we're going through in that month, something that you would say, oh, this year was hard because of COVID. But nah, COVID hurt us. I mean, this year started, we thought it was going to be in World War III, right? And then R.I.P. Kobe. Then Kobe dies. You know what I'm saying? Then COVID. Then, before Black Lives Matters, we found out there's aliens, right? They put out the aliens on you know about that? So did you know about that? The government they put out the footage that aliens are real. They put the some old footage, and it was showing that aliens are real. There was like a little spaceship or whatever that they had recording of from a jet that was in the air. So that comes out. So I'm just like, yo, what the hell is going on? It's like everything's coming out this year. But one of the key things that disturbed me was COVID and people protesting about being back out, and with the protesting getting violent, and some of these protesters who were attacking the police. I didn't really feel that, especially when you're attacking the police, because you're pretty much now doing what they were doing. When, okay, we know there are bad cops. Every cop is not bad. So you can't be out here protesting and just beating up on a policeman for no reason. That's not cool. Because that could have been a good policeman just doing his job. But since you see these videos of cops who are not, because you gotta understand, there's not too many good cops videos out there. When a video comes out about a cop, it's about a cop who did something wrong. How many good videos do we have about the good cops?
Not at all.
You don't see those videos.
We're not a lot.
Right? So these protesters, you're doing the same thing like these cops are doing. You saw a policeman, you start whooping his ass for what? For what? He wasn't doing nothing. He's just trying to do his job. But I mean, it comes back around to them too, because I've seen some policemen do some stuff to some protesters too. But I was kind of scared because I didn't want no martial law to start. But it
was getting close.
It was getting very, very close. Even with the COVID situation, when people not wanting to stay inside, people were when it was really focused on people to stay home and people weren't listening. I mean, it was in some cities where the National Guard came out to make sure people were staying in the house. And now we got curfews. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, these are just seeds of martial law. And with people out here just not caring who a policeman is, good or bad, and just knocking him out, yo, they're going to have to protect themselves too. And what happened? They called in the National Guards for protesters. And I was getting real scared, man. I was like, yo, it's going to turn to a third world country, y'all, out of nowhere. But I'm happy it calmed down, man. But I think the seeds are still out there, and martial law can still probably happen, man. But all I can say now is just, everybody, we just be careful, man. Just don't be like the police, pointing out other policemen thinking that they're bad and just whooping their ass or whatever. Let's keep it peaceful, man. Let's get everybody on the same page.
Facts.
Because that's the goal. But if it has to go down, in which where you're in a situation, I'm gonna put it like this: the George Floyd situation. I was telling one of my homies, because the next day, that's when everybody started flipping out as far as starting attacking the policemen. So let's say those people who were video camming George Floyd, what if they all had bum rushed those 4 policemen? Yeah, there would have been more people locked up. I bet you George Floyd would be alive right now, right? If the people just took a stance to stop. If you're gonna stop a bad policeman, that's cool, but don't stop the good ones. You know what I'm saying? Because the police are not policing each other, as we saw in that video. So if you feel like you need to take your stand and it's not going down correctly, go ahead, do it. You know what I'm saying? Protect the people. Because I feel like if those 5 individuals who had their cell phones out, if they instead put the phones down and bum rushed those 4 policemen, they would have got locked up. But George Floyd would be alive.
All right, so before we go to commercial break, really briefly, how do you feel about the Black Lives Matter murals that they put on the roads?
It's tight. It's tight, man. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready.
It was dope. I think we're like the 3rd city to do it.
Shout out to all the creative people who was out there who did that, man. That was dope. And I think the Charlotte one, after the Charlotte one, it was like everybody started doing it, right? But that Charlotte one was real dope. I like the whole vibe that they got going on around it as well. And it's good, man. But the one at the White House is even doper too, for it to be leading to the White House. You change the street name to Black Lives Matter, and guess who's in the White House? Your boy Trump. You know what I'm saying? So it's so ironic that this is happening during his term, and I think it's good, man. People are opening up more about the Black lives, because as far as Black culture, it's been love since day one. It's just the people who brought it to the table, their lives weren't mattering anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to see that people are caring about the black people, man. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful, y'all.
And so if anybody in the Charlotte, North Carolina area is wanting to march, there is a huge march that's happening June 19th in Uptown from 1 to 3. They'll talk from 1 to 50, and then they'll march to 3 p.m. So you can check that out. All right, we're about to go to commercial break. We will be right back after this to kind of hop back into the music and then play another game. We'll be right back.
Boom! You want to be inspired? You want to hear a story that's going to take you places, that lights a fire in your chest? You got to check out my boy Adrian's film, Running for Film. Dude ran across America, documented the whole thing, and put it here on a DVD that you can check out. Look, I had a chance to work with this gentleman at Vid Summit 2018. This guy knows what he's doing. He's got fire, he's got excitement, and you need to be a part of what he's building with this film. So go check it out right now. Tell him Owen Video sent you, and I can't wait to see you there.
This guy, Adrian, ran across America from South Carolina to Los Angeles,
The Hollywood sign.
over 2,000 miles,
2,500.
2,500 miles.
I ran 25 to 30 miles a day.
This guy's a hustler. He's a hustler. He's got a running motivational DVD
Documentary
telling him his story.
of the whole thing.
He's drinking on the back.
Yes.
For those of you who don't buy DVDs,
And you want one, you can go to my website, runningforfilm.com, and get an autographed copy, or you can watch it online at my website.
runningforfilm.com.
Booyah!
What's up? It's your boy Adrian Nyce, host of the Mouthin Out Show. I'm here to tell you about our new merch, $100 bill wallets. You want to feel like $1 million bucks? Well, you got to start with $100 first. Think it, be it. Focus creates attraction. Holla at me. Um, okay, we are back, guys. So for those of the people who are not familiar with the show, Mouthin Out is a live mobile podcast. We call it a vodcast. We focus kind of more on the visual side versus like an audio setup. And yeah, we've just been doing it since February. The idea kind of started in 2015, but it didn't get off the ground. So to February, right before COVID, I think we had like a month and a half, and then in that month and a half, we had like 70 interviews that we knocked out or whatever. But guys, if you guys want to check out some of our other interviews, just go to Mouthin Out on Instagram. That's MOUTHINOUT, Mouthin Out, or you can search Mouthin Out on YouTube. But so we're back. Dongala. Let's talk about this music. Very quickly, we're going to play this short little snippet from a song called M.I.A. Okay, yes. See, he remembered the lineup better than me. What I Won't Escape Her. And kind of, you can intro the song, he'll play it, and then we'll talk about what it is.
All right, this is Dongala featuring Lily. I Won't Escape Her on Mouthin Out.
Let me demonstrate what the real should say. To have you in the couple, throwing bouquets. Tired of being alone, I got the recipe. What you been looking for, the ecstasy. I said the keys falling, presented you to me. Picking them up brought me to this destiny. The chemistry influence the night with you and me. Candlelight, looking over the city, enjoying the company. Could it be? I be the therapy of what you had in your history. Could be deceased, give you peace. Reddish cheeks when we on the scene, looking so mean. Folks think no touching, no frontin'. Maybe I'm on to something that's worth trusting. In conjunction with seduction. Baby, go admire yourself. Better yet, let's acquire this wealth. She my ride or die. Got my back on them haters. The baddest thing you seen. He'll walk, ice skater. Bonnie on the side when I'm up on my cables. A diamond in my sky.
Okay, we are back. That was I Won't Escape Her. And what talk about the inspiration of that song. Where did that come from? What made you think of that song?
Shout out to Taylor Made Beats. I got the beat from him. Dude I've been working with for a few years. When I heard the beat, I was like, yeah, this is like a love song. This is the hip hop love song. The first inspiration was this is for the cats, the '90s cats who like the '90s music. But the inspiration from that was really DMX. How it's going down. That was just going through my head as I was putting the song together, and I just wanted to do a love story, in which where I talk about love at first sight, where I meet a girl, and it was just love at first sight, in which where I talk about meeting her and just building a relationship, and saying that she's the one and let's do this basically. And I got my sister Lily to do some background vocals for me. I think that was our first time working together. We got some more stuff coming on the way too. But I want to get that girl. I had to get a girl on there to get that girl aspect. Because I had certain parts in the song where I just needed that girl aspect. And after the song dropped, man, I didn't think it was. I dropped 2 songs, which I think we're gonna go to MIA. And I thought MIA was gonna do better on release day, but actually, I Want to Escaper did better on that release week and got more streams. And I was surprised by that because MIA is more of an international song. So I thought, if it being an international song, more people would gravitate to it. But everybody, even internationally, was on I Want to Escaper. But it's a hip hop love song, and everybody wants to be in love one day. And I guess that's why it attracted so much people. You know what I'm saying?
And so speaking of MIA, we have that short little clip of that also, so y'all can get a little snippet. So we will be right back after you guys listen to this, and you can intro it real quick.
Yo, this is Dongala featuring Fred Nyce. This is MIA on Mouthin Out.
She hit me on the hip, fresh from a trip. Back in town, and she wanna get with her number one gift. Love her down and take her on the left. Need more wait time before she clock in for shift. I time to bliss, she adorably miss. I must admit, I miss her kiss, her soft lips. The way she played with the six, slipping out outfit. I've gone one way when she wanna play. She won't let me go, she want me to stay. She tell me sometimes she wanna run away. Her and I on a getaway. She throw me the keys, we leave as we please. As if the rest of the world is on bending knees. No one can even stop, no one can even cease as I watch her leave.
She love my body, and I love her scene. The day you left, I wanna.
All right, that was MIA, and so let's talk about that. How did that song come about? Where did that come from?
So MIA, also produced by Taylor Made Beats. Taylor Made, man, he's a very versatile dude.
In the building?
Main reason why I mess with him because I'm a versatile artist myself. So he does hip hop music, but the Afro beat is getting more popular. And I think I inspired him. I was like, yo, man, you need to do an Afro beat. You know what I'm saying? An Afrobeat song. And then next thing I knew, a month later, he had an Afrobeat song for me. And as I said at the beginning, my parents are from the Democratic Republic of Congo, so I am African. Like, my blood is straight African. You know what I'm saying? So with me being a hip hop artist doing music, I wanted to touch the Afrobeat music as well. And MIA, man, Taylor Made already had the hook ready, so I just followed the hook, and the hook is just talking about a girl just being MIA. And the song is basically talking about a guy who's in love with a girl who's in a bad marriage, in which where her husband is not really feeling her or not taking care of her, and so she gets that love from me, but the guy she's married to got money, got paper, they got kids, and if they separate, she gets nothing, and she don't want to leave. So she's stuck in the middle of money and love, and that's what MIA is about. Her just being missing because, yeah, she might love me or feel me, but she's with this guy because of the money and their marriage and the kids. Some Maury, Jerry Springer, nothing new, but it was a good song to play with, and people understand that story. And the MIA, the beat is hot. I was able to get some dancers to do an MIA challenge, and there will be some more people doing the challenge as well, man. That was something that I really loved. And
that was on TikTok, right?
Yeah, on TikTok, and you're gonna see some more on IG. Just follow my page, because everybody who's doing it, I'm telling them to tag me, and I'm gonna put it on my page. But I'm happy to see that song gravitating in that way as far as dancers doing their own thing to it.
And we actually have some footage of this lady dancing to it on TikTok real quick, so y'all can get a taste of that.
She realized she married him for the whips. But for me, she take high lifts. Can't go missing, she got a dip. She can't leave no evidence. She gets nothing if they separate. Therefore, the marriage is something she don't wanna break. She's gone, then I wait. She called.
So you guys got a little taste of what they were doing to the challenge, and I was just talking to him like, how did he get these people to, dance to it? And
Yeah, so I basically just reached out to a lot of dancers, just DM a whole bunch of dancers, and just let them know this is my new song. I'd like for you, if you like it, dance to it. And the people you see on my page right now, and from that clip, those are just people who responded. They loved the song. Like everybody who responded, they was like, "I love this song," and they came up with a little something with it. And there's gonna be some more people soon. So just stay on my social media to see the other people who's gonna be coming out doing that dance.
so we do have to wrap up, but before we go, what we're gonna ask for your social media. What is your social media where they can find you on your pages? Where can they find your music and check out, run up your numbers? I don't know if you have any music videos out, but where can they find you on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera?
As far as social media, on IG it's Dongala. Excuse me. And Twitter it's Dongala Official. And I think the same thing on Facebook, Dongala Official. Snapchat is Dongala Official. I think Dongala is only on IG. Everything else is Dongala Official. But if you put in Dongala, you're gonna find me. There's not too many Dongalas out there.
And go ahead and spell it.
It's Dongala. Don Gala.
And so when they go there, there's links there to your music and stuff.
Yeah, there's always links to my music on my social media. But I'm on every platform. If you stream on Apple or whatever you are streaming on, you will find me. Just put in Dongala and you'll find what I got out right now.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us on this interview today. Thank you, Dongala, for joining us, talking that talk. We got a little deep today, but that's what we here for. I like it. Next time we're gonna have to get you back on the show. We can play box of unanswered questions, and we can also talk about your acting. All right, guys. This is Adrian Nyce on Mouthin Out, and we are out. Peace.
Ah!